Welcome back, everyone, ODL fans. We are into this super hype Game 3 between Illumination Spectrum on the blue side and Anarchy on the... Oh, wait, sorry. That is Anarchy on the blue side, Illumination Spectrum on the red side. After Illumination Spectrum handily picked up a decisive win in Game 1, we see Game 2 get picked up by Anarchy. And just a reminder for you guys, both of these teams are currently riding a perfect 2-0 record, and for one of these teams, this game will be the end of that. For those of you just tuning in now, I am Alex Author Cook, and I am joined by my colorcaster, and I'm going to let you do your own formal intro.
My name is Emmanuel Jurassic. Nice to meet you all.
And without further ado, we're getting right into these picks and bans. Now, we talked quite a bit about what we wanted to see differently. What we wanted to see differently from Anarchy going into Game 2. What do you want to see differently from Illumination going into Game 3 as we saw the tables turned on them so dramatically?
They definitely need a new mid laner champion. I don't think they'll stick with the Galio, because the Galio worked for Game 1, but it did not work whatsoever for Game 2. So Anarchy had an answer to the Galio. So we'll definitely be seeing a new mid laner in Game 3 for Illumination Spectrum.
I absolutely agree with you. I think that they need to flip out that mid laner. I'm a little worried that they might take it anyway, just because they value the versatility of the pick, especially as an early pick. But hopefully, I'm kind of hoping they'll switch up their prioritization a little bit and maybe pick mid closer to the end and focus more on getting a really good bot lane together, or more to the point, a really good jungler on their squad. Someone early.
Yeah, because since, like I said, you mentioned earlier, Graves got, especially during his early game. So him being picked up for Illumination Spectrum's composition, it just didn't work out well for them, unfortunately. But
you are absolutely right there.
But we do see the standard bans coming across from both sides, having the Jinx, Talia, and the Yasuo, and right now the Poppy and the LeBlanc. I hope there is a Xayah ban, but they're going with the Aurelia instead.
Oh my god, it kind of looks to me... Yeah, they have banned exactly the same 3 champions as they've banned in Games 1 and 2, which indicates to me that they're not making any changes in their bans. I really hope that they're making changes in their picks.
The thing
is... We see Xayah picked up for Anarchy that did so well for them in Game 2. No surprise there.
I'm surprised that it was, like, left through during banning phase. Like, she was such a dominating champion that she should have been banned instead of either the Poppy, LeBlanc, or Aurelia because of how much threat she was during Game 2.
Okay, and we do see Illumination Spectrum, in some regard at least, returning to what worked so well for them in Game 1, as we do see that Camille picked up for the top laner. Well, possibly. I mean, it could be Euler. But probably this is going to be top lane Camille going again for Trump is Hardstuck. He performed very, very well on the champion in Game 1, so that is no surprise. Oh no! It's a Galio again!
I am very surprised by that.
Illumination Spectrum, I am disappointed!
And there again, Kirby's picking up the area, which did fantastic against the Galio, so this might be playing in favor for Anarchy right now in terms of the picks and bans at the moment.
I'm with you. I'm a little concerned at what I'm seeing here. So we got a Jax, which is a new pick in this series. Probably going to be the top lane, but I mean, could of course be the jungle also.
They're going heavily with the dive combo, especially if Illumination Spectrum picks up the Jarvan, because they have the engage from Jarvan and Camille and the follow-up from the Galio. So again, they're going for that team fighting composition, but hopefully they're able to not force out fights early that'll just keep hindering them behind in the early game, that making it more easier for Anarchy to transition it over for a win for them.
Ooh, Jarvan being in here is really cool. I like that. I think that Jarvan kind of strikes a good balance between that late game composition and kind of getting some early momentum out of the jungle.
Exactly, especially the buffs happen with him as well. His passive now goes every 6 seconds flat, so he's able to clear the jungle more easier, and it's able to provide consistent damage during team fights.
We do see Anarchy banning out the Morgana that Arrow played to such good effect in Game 1. And meanwhile, Spectrum banning out that Alistar and that Braum, looking to pinch that support role. Really interesting to see that neither side have picked their support yet. And there's seemingly no concern whatsoever for the jungle, whatever jungle pick Anarchy might run. Maybe Illumination Spectrum is figuring they're really confident in Euler's ability, and it doesn't matter what Anarchy picks in the jungle. It doesn't matter what Athena runs. Euler's Jarvan is just going to run right over.
The thing is, the bans of the Braum, Alistar, and the Rakan, it's hard for them to get an engaged support, which is why it looks like Tahm Kench might be picked for Anarchy, because that'll be very well if any of their team members get caught out. Tahm is just there to save the day.
Oh, this makes a lot of sense, actually, because with Varus getting picked, Illumination Spectrum seem to be cementing their composition as a late-game teamfight comp. But the thing is, it's very clever on Anarchy's part, because when you go Varus, an ADC that does not have any escapes in his kit, doesn't really have any self-peel, you always there's always kind of a pursuit of that ideal scenario where you're able to also pick up Tahm Kench to be able to give him an out. So Anarchy picking up the Tahm Kench here is very clean, very smart, I think. Athena going to be reprising that Gragas. And we see a Pike! At least hovered. Hold on. Let's see if it sticks. It's going to be a Pike for Arrow. Oh boy.
I'm excited to see that.
I love watching Pike played. I can't say for sure that this will be a good decision in the long run, but wow. This could be fun to watch.
The only thing I'm worried about is, does Illumination Spectrum have enough damage to bring the enemies low enough for Arrow to proc the ultimate for Pike? Because they're only going to be relying on the engage from Jarvan and Camille, so if one of those two get blown up, it's harder for Galio and Varus to respond, despite the CC those champions provide for their team.
I do think they'll have a really hard time early game. I think basically the only time Pike will have a chance at getting Arrow will get a chance at getting Pike's ultimate off, getting that extra gold boost from Death from Below, is when J4 is. I think that early on Varus is going to have a really hard time single-handedly getting the damage out on them. So I think Pike might consequently struggle to get up and running a little bit, but that's okay. Pike can still be really impactful in the late game too. You just really don't want to be trying that when there's another assassin on the team. But fortunately, there isn't. Pike is the only kind of early game assassin-focused member of Illumination Spectrum's lineup right now.
The one thing that's interesting to note is the ruins set up by Euler. He's going Aftershock followed by Precision. So there's no tankiness involved in his ruins. So it looks like he's going to go full-on, I believe, damage on Jarvan instead of going the tank Jarvan instead.
I want to highlight here, after game 1 where game 2 where Athena ran Gragas and took Aftershock on Gragas, actually Athena is running Predator now.
I am glad to hear that.
So it kind of seems to me like this represents Anarchy looking to double down on taking control of the early game. So hopefully this will mean Gragas is able to, Athena is able to take that Gragas and really be able to steamroll early on and kind of stop Illumination Spectrum from getting to the end game at all.
That's good for Anarchy, especially how we're talking about how weak Illumination Spectrum is going to be early game. So having that Predator and Gragas ensures his team that they might have a chance of getting a good gold advantage early on, and whether or not they're able to transition it forward and getting towers, getting objectives that can keep pushing them further ahead against Illumination Spectrum.
And we are into game here. I believe that there is another little spectator bug here on the stream, but as before, I will be keeping you apprised of the situation as closely as possible. And it looks like it got sorted out, fortunately. So, here we go. Doesn't look like anyone too terribly interested in an invade yet. Just 5-point defense from both teams. Although Arrow is going in, trying for that hook with the bone skewer. But Tom Kench will dodge Bus, just calling his bluff.
Kirby is still going the standard item, early item build, picking up the Corrupting Pot instead of grabbing the Doran's Ring followed by 2 potions. So, well, that worked in favor for him last game. We'll see whether or not it'll work again for him this game.
Yep, same for Great Jace up there in the top lane with that Corrupting Potion. Very sustain focused itemization from both the top and mid solo laner from Anarchy.
The one thing I want to note with the team comp made by Illumination Spectrum, I really do feel instead of grabbing the Galio, Orianna would have been a really good pick, especially against Anarchy.
Oh yeah, that could have been really, really nice, especially in light of the J4, the Trump is hard stuck. Even Destro, it's all these champions that have ultimates that are built around establishing zones of control and damage and CC, and man, it really would have been nice to have Orianna to pull and condense the enemy team together.
Exactly. But we'll see whether or not their strategy of keeping the Galio will work in their favor, or Anarchy will have a good response with Kirby playing as Ahri.
Ooh, cheeky bone skewer pulling Bully close and right off the bat making a favorable trade in favor of the bot laners from Illumination Spectrum.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for Bang Bus Driver not able to proc the Guardian to help out Bully, but instead procking it early on, so they do lose Guardian right now in lane. So we'll see whether or not if Destro and Arrow are able to punish them for not having that shield.
Ooh, Athena able to mitigate this invade from Euler, trying to take away the blue buff. And Athena will be picking it up. Bang Bus Driver tongue lashing Destro and just narrowly sidestepping that bone skewer.
That invades worked heavily in favor for Athena because none of his mid followed through. So that would have been an easy steal for Euler, but a well-timed spy was able to ensure him that he'll get the blue buff instead of giving it away to Euler.
Kirby really nervous. Ooh, another big all-in, really early Shield of Durand, locking down Kirby and establishing a solo kill first blood for the Rune Mage.
What an aggressive play by Rune Mage, ensuring him a kill. But we might see top lane. We see Euler is coming up close against Great Jace, and he's jumping in right now, so we'll see what
Very smart play, although Great Jace looking like he's trying to turn it around on him, but ultimately opting to hang back a little bit. Arrow, heartbreaking miss of that bone skewer, whiffs onto a minion with it, but here's a Ghost Water dive. Arrow looking to reposition, not sure what the plan of attack was there, maybe hoping to just intimidate Bang Bus and the Bully and get him back.
Yeah, right now bot lane is being pushed in regards for Bully and Bang Bus Driver. Bully still having a good CS.
Bully getting brought really low, fortunately able to root Arrow with the feathers. And that combined with a pretty clutch Devour from Bang Bus will keep the Bully not only alive, but relatively healthy in this lane.
Very well-timed Devour made by Bus Driver is able to ensure that Bully will not be stunned and even receive more damage from Destro and Arrow Cross.
Things kind of going back and forth here. Oh, a big leap onto Trump is hard stuck from Great Jace, but still ultimately a trade that goes not in his favor. And Euler, this time able to steal something off Athena as he is able to clutch steal that Rift Scuttler.
Yeah, finally able to make use of that, but he retreats back to his jungle. So no early game aggression from these junglers at the moment, instead of them just skirmishing each other out in terms of buffs and objectives. However, once we see the back made by Athena and gets the boots, that's when we'll see more plays move around the map, and whether or not Euler will either go for the counter ganks.
Boneskewer picking up that Bang Bus Driver, and we've got the hail of arrows coming down to slow him a little bit, but not very much damage yet, although a nice piercing arrow is going to hit the Bully in the back line.
Good thing that the Destroy is coming closer and closer in terms of CS against Bully, so as long as he's able to keep up CS and not being pressured away. But we do see Arrow trying to go for another play, but unfortunately not getting it right against Bully or Bang Bus Driver.
Absolutely. Arrow kind of having a hard time setting up these hooks as so far both the Bully and Bang Bus have been doing a really good job of positioning around their minion waves to kind of cut off any direct line of attack from Arrow with the Bone Skewer. We do see Trumpus Hardstuck pulling one of those classic hook shot engages onto Great Jace and slowing him with a tactical sweep. Great Jace having to pop this counter strike. Oh, but Athena with a crazy body slam onward. Euler going down in spite of a nice little hook shot that repositioned Trumpus Hardstuck. Athena will pick up a kill for Great Jace.
The one thing I want to know is how much damage Great Jace did to Euler. I felt he did a quarter of himself from one enhanced auto from his W. Empower, because he's maxing Empower first, and from that he was able to get a kill against Euler.
From what I could see, it looked like Great Jace absorbed a couple of auto attacks on the counter strike. And it was the bonus damage from the counter strike combined with an empowered strike.
Oh, okay.
That dealt the damage.
That means
narrow Bone Skewer miss there.
That just means to me that going after shock and precision as Jarvan may have been a mistake, because despite going really heavy in damage, you don't have any tankiness to help you survive any damage the enemy team goes against you.
The Bully getting pulled out of tower range by a Bone Skewer, getting taken dangerously low. He's at a quarter health. A little more poke from Destro could spell disaster. Although the Bully does have both flash and heal still up.
If only Destro has more mana, he would have tried piercing arrow against
Big Bone Skewer interrupting Bang Bus from being able to go back, although he likely would have stayed anyway with this aggression and a pushed wave in the bot lane. Trumpus Hardstruck getting leapt on by Great Jace. And Arrow just cheekily yanking Bang Bus out of there over and over again.
Letting him know who's boss in support.
Ooh, nice little hook shot to dodge the counter-strike stun. And yet another all-in from the Rune Mage. Shield of Duranda, not Kirby, having to run back, but ultimately not wasting any summoner spells or even the Foxfire ultimate in the meantime. Kind of an impressive degree of confidence that we're seeing from not Kirby in that regard.
That happened in game 2 when the all-in made by Rune Mage brought Kirby so low, but he didn't even use his ultimate. He just decided to walk to turret and knew that Rune Mage wouldn't follow through with anything.
Unfortunately, he does keep just as confidently walking straight into these Winds of War zones, so he is brought pretty low here. And is back. It was running low on corrupting potions also, but now is back and able to buy. Will pick up a lost chapter.
I have to say, the warding made by Illumination Spectrum is very good compared to Anarchy, because you see a bunch of control wards over a bot side map and a bunch of wards top side as well too. So they're trying to gain control of the vision game, and it's working heavily in their favor.
We see Arrow coming in with a Ghostwater dive, able to stun the Bully with a Phantom Undertow. Oh my god, but the Bully using that Featherstorm to be able to dodge the death from below just narrowly. Very cleanly timed from Arrow, but just as cleanly timed from the Bully. Alright, but Athena's coming in here to follow up and popping that Predator. Arrow having to Ghostwater dive just to get away, but Athena recognizing it's a little bit of a lost cause and not wasting any time or resources here.
Yeah, he tried to provide some pressure at bot lane to help out Bully and Bang Bus Driver, but man oh man, that clutch the clutch Featherstorm by Bully was just able to save his life against Arrow Cross. So not being able to get both the gold to Arrow and as well to Destro.
Yeah. Kind of want to highlight and commend Destro for these piercing arrow, the poke through the piercing arrow here. It's been very impressive how often he's been able to chunk out. Sorry, excuse me.
That's all good.
How often he's been able to chunk out the Bully using that.
The one thing I'm surprised about is still Bully has a pretty big CS advantage, having 20 CS over Destro, so he's still lane dominant.
We've got Athena and Great Jace just waiting in the tri-bush, having set up something for Hardstuck. Hardstuck just going to use that Hex Tech ultimatum to zone out and guard his own hook shot out of there.
Athena tried to make a prediction, throwing up his ultimate and try to.
And we do have a massive tower dive. Bang Bus Driver going, being able to defend and actually pick up a double kill. What a backfire! Arrow, 3 stacks of acquired taste on him. Got it. Get out of there. But Ghost Water Dive still on cooldown. Oh my God! Very overconfident with that depth from below. The quick maths were too quick.
Again, another issue with Illumination Spectrum is forcing out these fights, and they gave up 2 kills in favor of Anarchy, and they go right towards Bang Bus Driver.
Rune Mage all in on this, not Kirby. Getting charmed though, and ultimately having to back off as his own health bar starts dwindling a bit. Athena predatoring hard and able to interrupt that hook shot and forcing out the flash from Trumpus Hardstuck. Very, very clever of Athena holding that body slam to counter the hook shot.
Athena's doing really well trying to protect the hook shot. That last gank he did, despite being a failed gank, he tried his best to throw his explosive cast to disrupt the hook shot from Trumpus Hardstock. So overall, he's doing pretty well trying to do his predictions and to ensure a kill in favor for his team.
It's always fun to watch how different junglers play around Camille's mobility in lane and ability to escape ganks, because hookshot at first glance looks like an ability that is just ungankable. But then you kind of learn the timing, and then you learn just how easy it is to interrupt hookshot, and suddenly there's a lot of room for counterplay.
Yes.
Oh, it looks like we've got a roam down from both Not Kirby and Athena, looking to pick up a couple more kills here, this time proactively instead of defensively. But instead, they're going to settle for clearing out the vision and making a play on this Earth Drake? Terrestrial Drake? My God.
Yeah,
Mountain Drake, there it is.
There, you got it.
Terrestrial Drake, wow. That's next level. Oh, look how much chunk is available to Great Jace now. Now that he has access to both his Sheen and his Tiamat. Blue team able to pretty handily pick up this mountain. And oh no, this looks really bad for Illumination Spectrum. Despite Rune Mage coming in, Arrow will be brought very low and get taken down. Athena getting killed, but not before he's able to throw out a pretty nutty explosive cask. But it will be a not Kirby getting picked up, and so far this is looking a little better for Illumination Spectrum all of a sudden. Oh my God, but the Rune Mage getting just interrupted by that Rift Scuttler in the wrong place at the wrong time. But Trumpus Hardstuck with the Hextech Ultimatum, able to keep the bully there exactly where they want him. And it is ultimately a 3-for-1 in favor of Illumination Spectrum.
That was beautiful because at the very beginning, it looked like Illumination Spectrum was going to lose that team fight. As soon as the ruler jumped in there, he got blown up so quick, but he was able to flash out of his ultimate and escape with his life, and led to his team picking up 2 kills against Anarchy. And now they're setting their eyes up towards Rift Herald.
Unfortunately for Illumination Spectrum, Great Jace was very cool-headed in his approach, and he was able to get that trade for the first turret. And ultimately, that his first turret goal missed out on by just a few seconds by Illumination Spectrum, and the gold was for a few precious, beautiful seconds even, but now they are back to being about 500,000 gold behind. Although picking up this Rift Herald will help them to establish a better foothold of map control.
Exactly. And it does open up for Great Jace to move around the map. However, having that Rift Herald means they're able to pick up a free tower against Anarchy.
And we see Destro picking up the Ginsu's Rage Blade. That is the first completed item on this Varus.
Going with the standard build path, of course, Guinso's is a very good pickup and help him out in terms of his auto attacks and proccing up those using his piercing arrow against enemy targets. So we'll see how well that'll do against for them. They are doing a lane swap, so we'll have Destro up a top lane, while we have Trumpus Hardstock versus Great Jace at the bottom lane.
Makes a lot of sense, as they're probably hoping that Trumpus Hardstuck can take advantage of some of the lane priority. Maybe with Euler getting in there to help with another couple ganks or more, and maybe be able to push down this turret in the bottom.
Despite losing that team fight, Anarchy is still ahead in gold, roughly about 1.1k gold. Still still in this game. They just have to make sure not to get picked off, or forcing a T-Fire going too far and end up getting picked off by Illumination Spectrum.
Yep, we kind of want... Oh, we see Not Kirby having to pop that stopwatch just to stay alive through the Phantom Undertow CC from Arrow. Oh, and a whiff of explosive cask, as it seemed like Athena was going for an engage there, but ultimately only managed to push the fleeing members of Illumination Spectrum further away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of whiffed ultimates. One made by Athena and one made by Destro against Kirby. But we
do see Bang Bus Driver getting pulled in, and finally a death from below coming down, and another one. That is double kill gold for 2 kills in the mid lane. Suddenly things are looking a little bit better in favor of Illumination Spectrum. Meanwhile, both top laners sticking there. Bot lane, Great Jace opting to leap under tower and will take a couple shots and an unfavorable trade for his trouble. The bully getting pulled out by a Bone Skewer. Ghost Water dive, hoping to intimidate and obscure his movement. And the Rift Hild will get dropped here. And it's one big charge onto inner turret, and hopefully they will be able to... but Bang Bus coming in and bringing Athena in tow will turn this around. And the Rune Mage is going to pop a 4-man Shield of Durand to secure the escape for his own team, but ultimately will go down for his trouble with that inner turret staying alive for now.
A worthy sacrifice made by Rune Mage, just making sure his team will survive and hopefully protect the outer turret at mid lane.
But this outer turret's probably going to go down very quickly, and yes, it does. And it looks like they might be hoping to siege, but nope, looks like they're going to try to make another rotation. Maybe try to push out one of these side lanes.
I probably would assume that they would try to focus, after Great Jace gets the farm up top lane, to move over towards bot lane and pick up the other outer turret there, effectively giving them 3 towers and giving them more map pressure against Illumination Spectrum.
My, oh my.
Good team fighting made by Illumination Spectrum. I love the fact how Arrow is building more tanky because they want to rely on him just using his ultimate to get the double gold and the execute, and just relying on the damage from Destro, Rune Mage, and as well as Euler, since Euler is building more damage. So they'll have enough to guarantee Arrow being able to use the Death from Below against Anarchy.
This tanky pick, though, does definitely reinforce that they want to be playing for late game, which means they got to be really careful about what fights they force. Looks like they are going to be able to successfully chunk down this turret pretty quickly. Trump is hard stuck. Initiate got to the entirety of the enemy team. Jax doing a heroic leap out of there. Euler going all the way down, and so far it is 1 for 1. Oh, but oh my God, Euler will go down also. But Destro able to chunk down members of the enemy team, but ultimately Trump is hard stuck left, having to flee for his life. Ultimately, Bang Bus Driver is still alive, but will choose to cancel his ultimate. Oh man, that is 4 for 2 in favor of Anarchy. That is not good. And Athena opting not to chase too far.
He wants the Penta really bad right now. He just Trump for the Penta, but he's not able to get it.
Good old the bully playing the classic support Xayah 0, 1, and 8.
That Devour was very clutch because it ended up saving Bully from the Flash Idol Durand made by Rune Mage. And as well, like I said earlier, even though they do have damage from Jarvan, from the Galio, from the Varus, if one of them is taken out early on, then that makes sure that Arrow is not able to effectively use his Death from Below to take out anybody from Anarchy. And it sets up Anarchy having enough damage to take out one by one members of Illumination Spectrum.
Absolutely.
So this game can go either way depending how well it is able to effectively use their comp and during a team fight, either going for the picks or trying to go for that 5-man wombo combo that Illumination Spectrum is so desperately trying to do.
Oh my. And it looks like we do see Arrow taking advantage of the increased mobility on Pyke to establish a strong zone of vision control around Baron. Doesn't surprise me. Ooh, we got a big leap engage onto Trumpus Hardstuck. But he will turn it now that Destro is coming up. Oh, look how fast he's just going to get liquefied straight through the adaptive defenses. And he two-shots Destro. My God.
That was very unfortunate because Destro missed his ultimate. So he couldn't lock down Great Jace, and that they made him and Trump being sitting ducks against the wrath of Great Jace.
What happened after game 1? Illumination is struggling so hard now.
Like, the issue with Illumination Spectrum is that they like to force fights. And a lot of times, those fights should not be forced. Rather, they should wait for a team, get an advantage, and then go for the team fight.
Another bit of patience from Anarchy as they opt to pull back a little bit in the bot lane, as their top lane is pushing out pretty hard right now, and they might be able to get some solid tower damage now.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Bully opted to back away and Kirby to take down that top lane tower.
They're taking the safer route. They have clawed their way back into the game from 0-1, and they are determined not to throw.
They would rather capitalize on Illumination Spectrum's mistakes and then try go for kills that way rather than risking any mistakes of their own.
And it kind of looked like maybe Anarchy was setting up for a bushwhack there, but they decide they have better ways to spend their time, and they're going to start pushing out mid and applying pressure to allow Great Jace, who's a little overeager and takes a couple of tower shots. Euler here using his lance, throwing his weight around, trying to push back Great Jace, but Great Jace will not be intimidated because he knows he has an ally waiting for him in the jungle. Arrow, Ghost Water Dive, and Home Defense, letting him get right to the front line very quickly, but he's opting to... He's got to be careful. He's very squishy. The Rune Mage having to Justice Punch out just to stay alive. Euler is there. We might see a big combo. There's a Cataclysm down onto not Kirby. And the Rune Mage coming in, able to stop any meaningful damage from coming down. We see Justice Punch, Shield of Duran straight onto Great Jace. But a Devour keeping Great Jace alive through all of that aggression. Trumpus Hardstuck getting taken dangerously low from Zaya's damage. Arrow bone skewing the Bully right back where he wants him, but ultimately it is still 1-for-1. But Athena able to burst down Euler very quickly, and the Rune Mage following. Along with Destro, it is 3-for-2 so far, and Arrow is in a bad situation. It is 4-for-2, and Great Jace having... Great Jace able to secure those kills, and now looking to get some bang for their buck in terms of map objectives.
Clutch Devours made by Bang Bus Driver during that team fight, effectively saving Great Jace after he gets Chain of Corruption by Destro, and Illumination Spectrum wasn't able to capitalize on that. And look, bottom lane tower's gonna go Great Jace.
Want to see a magic trick? I'm gonna make this turret disappear. It is gone!
I think that Illumination Spectrum overstayed their welcome during that team fight. They got the picks, but they just kept forcing more and more and more, and got way too greedy.
The Rune Mage chasing down Great Jace is very low. He's going to try to go for, but Trumpus Hardstuck is waiting, and he will hook shot. Perfectly timed, and yet again, there's that Devour. Oh, that's got to be so tilting. But Bang Bus Driver is doing so well with it. Why would you leave there? Oh my, the Bully was almost full health, and he opts to leave. Bang Bus Driver in a bad situation, and all of the shield in the world will not stop him from going down.
I think that was a smart call to continue recalling, because 4 members of Illumination Spectrum was near Bully. So even if he stayed, I don't think they would have done enough damage, especially since Great Jace was low early on. So luckily, they are only able to give up 1 kill over to Illumination Spectrum.
Yep, and Illumination Spectrum is still down by 5k gold, 2 Drakes, 2 turrets, and worst of all, they have lost almost all of their vision coverage on the Baron Pit, and now it is kind of Anarchy's objective to take.
I wanted to make a note of the top lane difference in CS. Roughly 80 CS above for Great Jace over Trumpus Hardstock.
Wow.
And look at the gold lead. He's roughly almost 4k gold above his opposing laner. That's huge, especially
That's an item and a half.
Yeah, especially as a Jax too. Like that's really a good advantage for his team.
And it's really interesting. Oh, we do see Euler flagging dragging on, but not Kirby. Able to use some of that wonderful little peel that Ari just has in the kit. But in the meantime, the bully has been able to take down yet another Infernal Drake. This is gonna start hurting really badly.
Yeah, 2 Infernal Drakes in favor of Anarchy. Illumination Spectrum is just giving away free dragons over to Anarchy, and they have no response to it.
The bully having to Featherstorm out of a tight situation, but the Cataclysm will still come down. Fortunately, a Clutch Devour is going to keep her out of danger just a second longer, but bully will cut Euler down, and Destro follows, and Arrow follows, and Trump follows, and the Rune Mage will follow as soon as that Zanya's goes down. And now it is a clean, easy push through. Fangbus Driver on an abyssal voyage down to bot lane where there is an open inhibitor turret. And they are going to hard tank and hard push this tower. This is an inhibitor at least and might be more than that. I don't think they can quite finish, but this is a huge power play for Anarchy.
Arrow almost made the clutch pick against Bully, but from the Devour and as well the teleport made by Great Jace just ensured Anarchy to win that team fight after Illumination Spectrum just blew everything they could against the Xayah and it just proved ineffective for them.
Yet again, another safe, clean play, opting to not overstay, to not even run the risk of overstaying by Anarchy. They are choosing to just get incremental advantages and then just steadily turn the screw from there. This will, of course, having the bottom inhibitor down is going to dramatically increase the pressure that they have available to them in that lane.
Mm-hmm. And now we see Euler is now building tank, but he did build 2 AD items, so he is very vulnerable to any attack made by Great Jace against him.
Illumination seems like they're not all on the same page in terms of what the plan is. Trump is hard stuck, coming to flank, and Great Jace is caught in a bad situation, but he is very beefy, and Hextech Ultimatum is so slow to take him down, but Destro will get liquefied by Kirby, and Great Jace had that, he's able to come back up because of that GA, and ultimately it is 2-4-0 in favor of Anarchy.
Beautiful.
Really unfortunate decision to focus down Great Jace when he had GA up.
Mm-hmm. That was such a beautiful assassination made by Kirby, using up her entire combo against Destro and landing every single one of it to guarantee a kill. And possibly a Baron for Anarchy.
Yep, that is going to be easy Baron for Anarchy at this point. And the Rune Mage getting taken down, but he will! Oh no, never mind. For a second there, it looked like he might be able to... Oh no, they did! He was able to facilitate it, and holy crap! I'm not sure what I just saw.
Sacrifices his life to steal the Baron, possibly giving his team another chance for a comeback. Amazing play by Euler.
Might not make that much of a difference. I do have to laugh a little bit because this awesome Baron steal comes right on the heels of a couple members of Anarchy BMing in all chat. So don't speak too soon, man. You're only 10 gold up. TSM throws that lead all the time. You're an NA team. Watch yourself.
Ooh, the flash from Trumpet's Heartstock almost getting caught from the likes of Great Jace and Athena. So that's not good right now. Camille not having her flash. So when he tries to go and engage against Bully, that'll be harder for her to get in there.
Yep. But on the other hand, he's got to be careful. There's 3 members of the opposing team in close proximity, and Great Jace's GA is down for the time being.
Yeah, despite taking out the Guardian's Angel, he's still very hard to take out, especially if you're trying your best to focus Bully over Great Jace. Overall, it's gonna be very tough for Illumination Spectrum to come back in this game. An 8-1 Jax is very scary to deal with.
Baron isn't going to do you too much good if you are too afraid to follow your minion waves out.
Especially, as well, if you look at the level difference, Great Jace is level 17. Well, the highest level on Illumination Spectrum is level 15 from Ruin Mage. Everyone else is either level 12 up to level 14. So that's a massive level difference between Great Jace and...
we see Arrow hitting Bang Bus with a Bone Skewer there, and my oh my, oh my god, Hiccups OP. A little ineffectual there. As... Honestly, all that's going to happen is what Anarchy's been doing all along. They're going to back off, and they're going to find another chink in the armor.
It's actually very hard for Peck to do anything, because if he tries to land any picks, Bang Bus is just there to save the day with Devour, so it's very hard to be effective against a team comp of Anarchy.
Yeah, much as I like seeing that Pike pick, much as I find it entertaining and fun to watch, I do have to question the wisdom of the pick at this point in the match.
I think Leona would have been a better pick if they... Again, having a Leona support and mid lane...
Trump is hard stuck, engaging 1v4, and Gear's getting brought down so fast. You forgot to build GA, man. The Rune Mage coming in with his hero's entrance, but ultimately not coming to anything, not really even doing much to delay this siege.
Trump is just forced a big team fight, and his team wasn't able to follow whatsoever. Again, another miscommunication made by their team.
Bang Bus getting pulled by Bone Skewer under turret. Has to pop this thick skin or he's going to go down. But Euler will get brought down by Kirby. And oh, look at that! Pike able to get a clean double onto both not Kirby and Bang Bus driver. But ultimately, it will not stop Inhib turret from going down. And ultimately, the Bully still able to pick up that ace, get the inhibitor, and Camille is up, but the rest of the team is 30 seconds out. And now Anarchy will stay in it. They will overstay, and they will go for the end.
This might be 3-0 for Anarchy in this season, leaving Illumination Spectrum 2-1. Yep, Game 3 goes over to Anarchy, and they win this set against Illumination Spectrum.
Wow! Oh man, and not a moment too soon. My hiccups are actually getting worse. I didn't think that was physiologically possible.
The one thing that is one thing to mention is the Great Jace had 300 CS. And then you look at Trump's Heartstock, I believe he ended with 166 CS. So he was down by 144. That is huge.
Yeah. Oh man, I want to see this damage chart. Yep. Wow, it's actually a lot more balanced than I would have expected.
Yeah, it is. I'm surprised. I thought Great Jace will do more damage than 21k.
Yeah. Wow. This is a pretty crazy, awesome game to watch. The match as a whole was actually, you know what? We've watched this best of 3. Who do you give your player of the match to?
Based on all 3 games, I definitely have to give it to the Bully. He played extremely well in Game 2, and just overall, despite losing in Game 1, he constantly had the CS advantage over Destro, and was still a big impact within these games. So despite having a bad Kaisa in the first game, he played extremely well as Xayah Game 2 and Game 3.
Hey, it's not his fault. It's the sneaky curse.
The sneaky curse, exactly.
But in all seriousness, I am 100% in agreement. I too believe that the man of the match, oh my god, should go to the Bully for excellent play in that bot lane.
Mm-hmm. I gotta say, I don't expect Great Jace getting handed the Jax ever so soon in the future against other teams as well.
Yep. Here's hoping that the other teams in this league are doing their research, because yikes.
Yeah, very, very huge. Playing the map, getting towers, just landing effective counter strikes against essential targets, and just providing big damage during team fights. It was just very hard to deal with the Jax.
All right, well, that's going to about wrap it up for us here today. Week 3 of ODL Gold League. What we saw today, just to recap real quickly, was Anarchy able to come back and reverse sweep from being down 0-1 for a final match result of 2-1, maintaining their perfect record at 3-0. And that, like I said, that's it for us tonight. We will be live again this Saturday with our newest partner, Elventus, for a one-day tournament starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific for all of you West Coast members. If you are interested in getting into it, check them out in our EGN Community Hub Discord channel. We will be live again with Overdrive Gaming, ODL, on Monday with their Plat League at 8 p.m. EST, 5 p.m. PST. Until next time, I was Alex, author Cook, and with me has been Emmanuel. Oh my God, Jurassic. What? What's the last name?
Jurassic again.
Jurassic. Ugh.
So close.
All flustered with these hiccups. Have a good night.